So that's right, modders are making good progress for Star Wars Jedi Survivor. We have a lot of good quality mods to check in this video, including awesome new outfits, even helmets for Cal, and ways to use all 5 stances at once. As always, if you find this video useful, a like would help a ton, and let's dive right in. Coming up to number 1, I'm sure that if you're like me and played the New Game Plus from the last game, you are probably bummed that Cal didn't keep his Inquisitor outfit. Luckily, a modder who goes by the name of IDACWTP has thought of that and brought it back for us. It looks really nice, pretty much the same as it did in Fallen Order, and it's a perfect outfit to have if you're going into a New Game Plus fresh playthrough. This new version now replaces the Hunter set instead of the Obi-Wan pre-order, so anyone can have access to it. However, the old Obi-Wan replacer version still exists, so you can go ahead and test that instead in case you want to replace that Hunter set with a different kind of outfit. In all honesty, I think they should be added in the game as it is. Maybe it will at some point in the future via some updates or whatnot, but I see no reason why Respawn didn't add this in the first place. By the way, I fully recommend to couple this with the Darth Revan lightsaber mod, which basically replaces the Jaro Tapal skin with the new one, and it looks pretty awesome. It doesn't fully replace every single component, unfortunately, but rather replaces the grips with the lightsabers and then makes all the other parts invisible. Also, we have no control over the colors or materials, but I still think it looks good enough. Definitely quite unique, and there are 2 options in there to pick between, depending if you like to have an alternate version in the other hand or not. It's also not making sense how Cal is able to just hold it in the hand with those fins onto each side, but I guess that's just how it goes. Of course, no Star Wars mod list would be complete without a Darth Maul skin, and that's fully possible thanks to the robes and head replacer by the user called Callum. You can of course use only the head replacer without the robes since they lack physics currently. Then you can just select Cal's default hair and make sure that the stubble is turned off, and you pretty much have the new character in-game. This is yet another excellent skin replacer that fits well into the game without breaking anything, and it also shows in cutscenes. If you pick New Game Plus and go with a red lightsaber, it kind of feels like you're playing with a whole new character at times, which I really like. Now, since this Phantom Menace robes lack the physics animations needed for now, then I recommend the next best thing, which is picking the Dark Obi-Wan robes instead. This finally adds a full black option for the pre-order outfit, assuming that you have that unlocked, and since that's pretty close and still has the physics, it's a perfect combination for now. There are 2 options to pick between here if you go with the last 2 color schemes. One gives you the same outfit but with some light gray gloves and shoes, but you can also choose the last to complement the black variant instead. In any case, you won't be disappointed with either, as now it fits perfectly and you have both the head and the physics enabled robe to go with it. If you want to fully commit to the Darth Maul theme, then you should pick the Super Snell Custom Saber Pack version 3. Currently, this one features only the Darth Maul inspired lightsaber, including the components needed for it, but I think it's perfectly fine. You will have to delete the previous Darth Revan replacer since they both affect the same Jaro Tapal skin, so keep that in mind before you do this. I really like this one because the quality is really high, pretty much fully customizable. All individual components are fully displayed and they all support color control for each individual piece. Even the crossguard vents can be controlled here with the angle and whatnot, all the way to the condition of the lightsaber, which also fully displays. Great attention to detail nonetheless, so more of these please. This brings us to number 5, and if the last mods did not convince you, then the next one surely will, with the mod called Metal Outfits and Helmets by the user called Super Snell. As the name implies, this adds new awesome looking helmets to choose from, but it also changes some of the existing outfits in the game. There are 4 helmets in total to choose between that will replace some of Cal's existing hairstyles, including the buzz cut, the shag, slick back, and the mullet. If you ever liked the bounty hunters and wanted something similar to their drip, this can probably scratch that itch since it features most of the variations from them. I'm honestly surprised Respawn did not think of this earlier, given how there are plenty of armor-plated sets in the game as it is. Might as well just put the extra effort and make these available. And speaking of armors, both Commander Armor, Tactical Jacket, and Outrider Pants get a color upgrade to better fit with the new looks. For the commander outfit, this includes a darker color option instead of its default one and a more shiny polish to the outer plating. I didn't think Tactical Jacket was missing out on a black color scheme, yet here we are, and the mod definitely proves that, so this is also part of it if you want it. And I think it fits perfectly with the already awesome Outrider pants, which also gets a tune-up to go with the same theme. Now Cal can almost fit as a bounty hunter and nobody would even know it. Anyway, there's one more major mod that I want to show you, and you know that I love gameplay changing mods. Well, the biggest one probably right now is the one called the Lightsaber Stances by the user named R457. This makes it possible to have all 5 stances available at all times without having to change anything at a meditation point. There are a few options here, including one for controllers if you play on the PC via controllers, but the one I went with leaves the single-bladed on the left bind and then the remaining 4 stances onto the right one. On keyboard and mouse, it's super simple because you will just cycle between all stances with the numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will admit that the advantage here is just insane, and for the most part, stance switching felt quite bug-free. There were a few moments when the animations bugged out momentarily, but otherwise it was all perfectly functional. Even more so, you know by now how much I love my stance switching combos, and I can definitely say they fully work here too, maybe even better, since you can do new combos as you switch between different stances. There's just something about being able to go seamlessly between all of these stances without any restrictions. It doesn't influence the gameplay, it doesn't stop it to go back to meditation points. You can just go in, have fun, and defeat enemies. And for some reason it feels balanced. It doesn't seem that it's out of place or anything. It just feels like it should have been part of the game since day one. I can, however, see why Respawn chose not to do it and only keep 2 stances at a time instead. Well, they probably just couldn't care enough to make a better control scheme, but there's probably other reasons too, like some things such as Ghost of Tsushima could have worked better as they implemented it seamlessly, though in that case it was only for 4 stances, not 5. Weapon wheel could have probably worked best here until a better solution came, like just do a slow motion as we choose between different stances, and I have a dedicated button for that. Funny enough, it also adds a layer of complexity and difficulty that seems hard to master at first but can have some great benefits. On top of the fact that it doesn't interrupt gameplay anymore, it also just seems intuitive to switch between stances at all times and just defeat enemies with whatever you see fit. In any case, there's quite a few other mods in there that we didn't talk about, including ones that prevent the shatter compilation from the start of the game, also ones that skip the intro scene. So if you play it on the PC, you basically know how much these annoy you. So if you want to like make that faster, you can totally install them too. This is pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.